Welcome everybody back to the show. I'm excited to have Adolfo, also known as Slum. Super excited, man. I'm really happy to have you here, man. Just chop it up, man, about life. Chop it up about your plans, man. How you feel about existing, where you're going, and how you're gonna get shit done, man. So, how you feeling, bro?
Feeling good, bro. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Man, I tried to get this going a while ago, but fuck, man, plans, like being busy. Isn't it a trick, man, how like there's like either you don't do shit, right, and you have all the time in a day,
or you just filled the fuck up.
right.
Just too busy.
Exactly. What do you think, man? You think it's too crazy to just be working all day, or do you think it's too crazy to not be doing shit all day?
Shit, I think they're both fucking crazy, bro. You gotta find a balance. I mean, like shit, if you're working something you don't want to do just to make some money, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, it's fucking crazy. You gotta, I mean, sometimes it's a sacrifice, bro. Like, you want to get something done, you want to save up a little money to do what you actually want to do, to have that freedom to do what you actually want to do. Like, fuck, you sacrifice your time, and make sure you make the best of it.
Yeah. I'm pretty fortunate, bro. I don't think I've ever had to bust like a 12, 14 hours. Oh no, I'm lying. I'm gonna take you back to, I was 19, a long time ago, and I was working with the homie Abel. It was also Cheesy and all these fools. You definitely don't know them. They're older than me. But what we would do was we would maneuver traffic and park cars, not like valet. But you know that type of work, right?
Yeah.
Where you're just telling cars where to go.
Yeah.
You're like, over here, go this way.
It's not like sad.
It was very tiring.
Yeah.
Because you're like just standing in the sun, fucking getting all fucking super toasted.
Yeah.
I did the Coliseum, the USC parking lots a couple of times. We even did. I did the event. That year, I actually started doing the event, which was the marathon, bro.
Oh shit.
It was raining, fool. This marathon was raining like crazy, right? So we show up, and our job is actually to get on top of this pickup truck, and as the marathon is going, we're picking up all the shit, right? Because the marathon's eventually gonna finish. Because we're behind everybody, and our job is to like get all the cones, right?
Oh, okay.
And throw shit on. But I'm telling you, fool, it's like literally fucking raining. I'm not sure we got sick or not, bro. But like when you're young, bro, you don't really care about shit, right?
You don't care about shit. You don't think about the consequences, nothing.
Exactly.
You're doing 12 hours like that.
So at that point, it was probably like 9 hours or something. But like we would have to show up early as fuck. But at the same time, it was really fun because I was with like friends.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think at any time, if you can work with friends, it always makes shit more fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you're gonna work as hard, right? Because you're gonna be fucking around and goofing off or whatever. I think as long as you're getting the shit done, it should be fine, man.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to that whole idea of like, I did actually bust one time. We definitely busted at least like 20 hours.
Damn.
Like working 20 hours straight. And that was there was a Muse concert. It was a Muse concert. You familiar with Muse, right?
Yeah, the band.
Yeah. They're fucking lit, bro.
Yeah.
Talking about music, but anyways, it was at the Coliseum, and dude, before that I had never been to an actual concert, right? So I'm listening to the music, and that shit's just banging, bro. Like I'm way far apart. I'm listening to music. I'm like, I wish I was there, right? Meanwhile, I'm over here fucking hustling for like probably like minimum wage.
Yeah.
And the worst part about those jobs is that they say like you don't get paid till like 3 weeks from now.
Oh, that's whack, bro. So it's per event too, huh? Like there's not events every.
No, either, right? So it wasn't even consistent.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you don't have any holiday or something, and someone's like, "Hey man, I had this little opportunity or whatever."
When you're young, that's a cool job too.
Yeah.
You take what you can get.
Right. Did you ever have any jobs like that when you were like younger, where you were like, "Damn, this shit, like fuck it, I'm gonna do it, and
Shit, once
you threw yourself into it.
I was in high school, but I was getting paid $50 cash, 10-hour shifts during the summer, like at a motorcycle shop. I was just cleaning shit up, cleaning dog shit up. They had dogs, big ass big ass piles of dog shit, hauling shit around that they needed to move. Motorcycle engines. So motorcycle engines they're big, but they're heavy as fuck. But you can carry them. It's not like a car engine. You can carry them with like maybe 1 or 2 people. I was carrying engines and shit, moving them from one place to another. Yeah. Probably the worst job I had. Like for the pay, I was getting paid like $50 a day, $40 a day.
Damn, that's like, yeah.
I was slaving, bro. I was like, yeah. I don't even do shit after a while. The boss was like, you know what? I don't need you no more. I'm like, man, I'm out of here. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably the worst. But besides that, I've always like, you know, consistently try to maintain jobs and shit. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would think about it too. Like, if my job was like literally like collecting deuces, I'd probably throw on myself, you know, be like, hey,
late
deuces, you know. But I mean, I think there's some value to that, no? Like, kind of like, at some point, you should get a shitty job.
Yeah, you learn to value your time, your money.
Right.
You really learn to value money. Like, fuck, I'm doing all this shit for this much and shit. You understand, like damn, my mom works her ass off. Like, you know, like she gets all the bills paid. Like, you start realizing, like, you start seeing life a little bit more. I don't know.
You're right. As you're saying that, like, I'm starting to, like, I remember how, I mean, I always looked at my parents, right, and somehow, some way, they kind of made things happen. Yeah. But when I would ask them how much they would make, it was like literally like maybe a couple dollars over minimum wage. Yeah. So it's like now, as an adult, I'm like,
holy shit.
Yeah. I don't think I could ever live like that.
Yeah.
Like how could you make it?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like, they were smart about their money and budgeting, and that's probably why it was always like, hey, can I get this toy? And they'd be like, no. And I'd probably be like, damn, it's fucked up, you know, either they don't love me or they don't care about me, or like, cause then you see other little homies, right?
Yeah.
And they would have cool shit.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, damn, what's up with that?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But then I think that was eventually what would help me think one day, like, oh, you gotta work, bro.
Yeah. Nah, that's crazy, bro, cause when I was little, like, I was seeing my mom and like how she struggled, cause I grew up like just with my mom. So I never asked. I'd be like, you don't want this? I'm like, nah, it's alright, mom. Like, don't even worry about it. But she gave me stuff, you know, if I behave good and shit.
Right.
Be good, get good grades. She gave me my shoes, my nice shoes, my toys and shit. So yeah, that's probably the only thing.
I mean, I think like that's still pretty intelligent, you know? Like, as a parent, like, you never want to just give shit to your kids. Like, that's the worst shit.
I'm grateful for that.
Right? Yeah. Because you clearly worked for it, right? Yeah. So there was like a goal, and you would get to that goal by working.
Yeah. Like, she wouldn't tell me like, oh, like, just because you got, like, you know, like, she wouldn't tell me like, oh, if you get good grades, you'll get this. I'd come home with a report card, and she'd see like, oh, you got good grades? And like, later on, she'd be like, oh, like, let's go to the store or something. Or we'll be at the store, she'll be like, oh, here, because you got good. She'll see me looking at something, she'll be like, you want that?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, you got good grades, I'm going to get you that.
Okay.
Yeah. You start valuing things more. You start, like, realizing, like, you got to work hard for what you want. Like, I'm glad, like, my mom did that at a young age. 'Cause I see kids now. Well, not kids now, but kids all the time. But kids, you know, like, they're great differently. Like, oh, I want this, I want that. They'll ask you, you don't even know.
Like, what?
Where I work.
Boy, you better get a job.
Just be grabbing ice cream and shit. 'Cause I work at the store and shit. Just be grabbing ice cream, and the mom be like, oh shit, I'll pay for it right now. I'm like, yeah, alright.
Right. So that is an important thing, man. Like, I don't know, do you ever, I mean, you're pretty young, but later on maybe in your life, do you want to have kids and shit?
Yeah, definitely.
For sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I always think about it, I'm like, damn, if you have a kid, like, having a kid is like a crazy experiment.
Bro.
You know what I mean? Because like, you might try your best, but I mean, the kid might end up just being a slack off or something.
Yeah, piece of shit, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So I would just say like that's important for sure. Is like making sure that you teach them and each other to work.
Yeah.
To work hard
Yeah.
for something, right? I'm not trying to like, you know, say that slaving away is the greatest thing in life. I would say it's not. You know, but when you are someone that comes from a background that you might be struggling, like, what other options do you have, right? Like, if you don't engage in that sort of struggle, what possibilities do you have of getting out of that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you don't got the opportunities that other people have. Yeah.
Right. If you could think about one opportunity that you didn't have growing up, what would that opportunity be that you were like, you know what, I wish somebody would have thrown me that alley-oop or some shit?
Damn. That's a good question, bro. Yeah, like I said, like, bro, like, growing up, like, just, like, with my mom and stuff, like, seeing other kids, like, have a little more. But, like, you know, like growing up, like, I start noticing, like, different things, like, kids, you know, like, bringing their dads to school and shit. I'm like, damn, like, got the nice shoes on. Like, I like, not to say, like, I never, like, needed, I was, like, hella poor and shit. Nah, like, my mom, like, made ends meet, like, hella, like, shit. I'm surprised, bro, because now I grow up, I'm like, damn, like, how'd she do that shit by herself? Like, there's not many people could do that. But, yeah, just, like, I feel like having, like two parents, like, in your household, at least, like, two caring parents, you know, like, there for you. I feel like that's very important, especially for someone, like, at a young age growing up. Like, when they're coming to that age, when they're, like, when they need that father, especially, or you're a single father too, and you need both sides, you know, like, you need that masculine side, like,
yeah, for sure.
Especially as a kid, as a boy, you know, like, you need that when you're 12, 13, like, you know, like, you can't just have a woman around all the time, like,
right,
and you just kind of end up learning on your own, like.
Well, who would you say you ended up learning from, like, how to be a man?
To be honest, my cousin, bro, I grew up, like, with my cousin. He's kind of like my brother. We lived together, like, in the same house and shit. So he's, like, 7 years older than me.
Damn. He's not that older than you, right?
Yeah, nah, but he's always, like, very mature, very intelligent, graduated from UCLA, got accepted to, like, some Ivy League schools after and shit. So, like, he's he's still a very big part of my life, you know, someone I always look for advice. Like, he's really, like, the only person I really, like alright, like,
you're going
I got nowhere to turn, like, fuck, man, like, I go to my cousin, like, call him up, like, hey, like, whenever, like, whatever it is, like, call him up, and he'll lead me the right way, or, like, he'll at least tell me, like, you know, like, you need to chill out, but, like, take some time to think. If he don't got the answer, he'll tell me, like, take some time to think about it, but, like, don't move too fast, like, so, like, I feel like that was a good thing that I had, like, not a lot of people have that too, you know, it just.
Yeah, like, basically a guide, right?
Yeah, a guide, like a guiding figure.
Or mentor, really. That's the proper word.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dope how you had the chance to find a mentor within your family, you know, because I mean, anyone can do you dirty, reality, even family or friends or whatever, or connects or whatever, right? But sometimes I guess right off the bat you can trust family first, right? So I mean, the fact that this guy was like only a couple years older than you, and he was able to say, like, you know what, I'm gonna take responsibility and act almost. I mean, whether it was like an older brother or like a dad, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, that still shows levels, you know?
Yeah, we were talking about this shit the other day, like damn, bro, like, shoot, I was tearing up. I'm like, fuck, like, we had, like, this crazy ass moment, like, when we were just, like, I don't know, like, we both connected on the same page and shit. I'm like, damn, bro, it's crazy, like, I wanted to tell you this shit for so long, like, I finally got the chance to tell you, but, like, thank you, like, I'm never, like, we don't have that type of relationship, like, oh, thank you, bro, I love you, this and that,
right,
but, like, it's there, you know,
like super emotional
yeah,
shit.
but it's there, I'm like, damn, bro, like, just want to thank you for everything you done for me, like, for real, like, you didn't have to do it, like, there was plenty of times, bro, like, shit, like, if it wasn't for him, bro, like, I don't know where I'd be, you know, like, he was always there for me, and he always made sure I was alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did he feel, man? How did he feel, like?
Bro, he started tearing up, he's like, bro, he's like, chill, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta love that, man, especially because, fuck, it's really hard to do that with dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Especially like someone you grew up with, like your brother. Like,
right. Because there's always that thing where it's kind of almost like, I don't want to look like a little bitch or something.
Yeah.
But then eventually, I think, as you grow up, you realize like, oh man, it got nothing to do with being a little bitch. You know, it has everything to do with being vulnerable, man.
Yeah.
And being vulnerable is really just literally like opening a book. You know what I'm saying? I always think of humans as books, right? First of all, don't judge the cover just because, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually get to understand what's going on,
yeah.
right? And if you don't ever even open it up, you don't understand shit,
yeah.
right? And part of opening up the right way is being honest and vulnerable. And it's hard to do that sometimes with guys because we have those ideas in our heads that are stuck in there that make us think.
It's like a social construct.
Exactly. That makes us think like, oh, nah, I can't do that with my boys because, they're going to think it's gay or, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. And I feel like those are really important things that we can start to break down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Without making people really do think that it's because of those bad reasons. Or not even bad reasons, but for those reasons. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, definitely. I think like that's like one step to like elevating like your mind state and like your spirit, like learning to be more vulnerable. It's crazy because we actually had this conversation with him too, like just learning to be more vulnerable, more honest, like more loving, bro. Like don't be scared of like hit him up, like how you doing, bro? Like let's get something to eat, like shit like that. Like 'cause you can't be like too in your own head too much, man, and go crazy.
I know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No doubt.
You mentioned that.
I feel like with like some of my close homies, they've seen me cry. I think like one time, cause I was going through some shit and I didn't know how to. I don't know what to do. You know how sometimes. I mean, that's really the only thing you can do sometimes is cry, right? Like I'm like in a
one moment
sunken place.
Yeah.
You're just like, man, I don't know. Like life is fucking me up right now, right? Like,
crazy.
What do? Just cry. Sometimes that's all we can do. And I've accepted the fact that I'm like, I don't necessarily let it cry in front of everybody.
Yeah.
It's almost like an intimate thing.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, if I'm gonna cry in front of somebody, they gotta really be cool with it.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta be really
that's
cool
true, bro. You can't like unpack that much in front of someone without them being cool with it. Like,
exactly. Because now, I don't think it's a weakness at all, but they might perceive it as one. Right?
Yeah, not even. Yeah, maybe they just can't handle that. Like me, I'm not good. Like if like someone were just to break down in front of me, like maybe now a little more. Like I'm a little more
like empathetic.
Yeah, more empathetic. More I'm learning to be more vulnerable, so I could like understand someone when they're being vulnerable. Like so, I feel like now I'd be able to comfort more, but nah, like. I don't know how to comfort. So I feel awkward if like you were to break down right now.
Yeah.
And tell me like
it's true. Well, I think a lot of the reason is because we're not really experts on how to be there for somebody.
Yeah.
Even me, bro. Like I am a little weird about certain things like that. Like I'm not like the super affectionate type of person.
Yeah.
Where like I want to be all over someone's personal space and shit. Mm-hmm. Like I'm kind of a little bit more like, oh, it's cool. I don't really need to hug you, shit like that. But of course, like, if you see someone in pain, there is something in me that moves and is like, at least check in.
Yeah.
Like you can always check in.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like, yo, G, you alright?
And sometimes, bro, that makes all the difference to the person, going through that shit. Like, just a little check-in, like, hey, how you doing, bro? How's your day? Like. Sometimes, like when you're going through that shit makes the biggest impact.
That's true.
That's what made a big impact in my life when I was going through shit.
Right.
Like having good people around me.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as it's genuine, right?
Yeah, genuine good people, like that genuinely care for you, bro. Like that really makes a difference, and that makes you want to like
make a difference.
Make a difference too. Like be a genuine person to other people, because you know the effect it could have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aside from your cousin, did you have any other people that... Well, you kind of said that he was the main one, right?
Yeah.
That was able to make a difference like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a couple friends too, bro. Like my really close friends, like my homie Elmore, my homie Vance too. Yeah. Homie Aaron is locked up right now too.
Damn.
Yeah.
How young is that fool?
He's mine. He's like 21.
Damn. Is he locked up for a minute or?
A couple years. He's down for a couple years.
Damn, that shit always. I mean, the prison system is crazy, bro.
Yeah, fuck yeah, bro. It's just fucked up.
It's too much. It's too many layers. It's too many. It's too many like connections with everything, right? With like society, family, culture, streets,
crime, shit. Like,
and it's just like, man, when I think about prisons, I think about society tried to correct our behavior, but prisons are just, they're not really doing that.
Nah, I don't think so. Have you seen it's a documentary called like the 13th? I think it's something like that. It's about the 13th Amendment.
Yeah.
And I was just like it's not really reforming shit. It's just like another form of slavery, really. It's like since they don't got slavery, that's the modern slavery today. They're just like they're raising kids in the ghettos to like go to prisons because there's fucking billions of dollars in the fucking penal industry and shit. It's just crazy. You should watch it, bro.
Yeah. There's a prison, bro, in Georgia. The prison is called Angola, right? So I'm sure you're familiar with this, bro. But this prison used to be a plantation.
Oh, really?
Like a literal plantation.
Whoa.
And about over 80% of the inmates there are black. So these people are literally the descendants
slaves
of those same slaves that were slaving on those plantations. So yeah, I mean,
makes you real. It's not that far away. Like we're not we just make it seem like society makes it seem like it's like a 500 years ago, but really 120 years ago is not that long.
Think, like, why did we think it was? You think it has something to do with like school teaching us shit about like MLK and making us kind of feel like racism was a thing of the past?
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
All that, bro. All that, like, yeah.
Because like when you were in high school, did you really see a lot of racism, or did you think deeply about racism?
Nah, bro. Not even. Shit. In
high
school, hell no. I mean, like, we're from like Huntington Park. Like, it's like mainly Mexicans, not Mexicans, Latinos. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of Central Americans, but the majority are Mexicans.
Yeah, like so, like it's like we don't really see much. Like we're like we don't see much of the outside, bro. Like,
right.
We're just like they kind of like.
It's like an interesting own world.
Yeah, for real. Like it's
right?
Yeah. You don't see many African Americans. You don't see many white people. It's just like it's like a middle ground.
Straight up Latino.
Oh yeah, it's weird.
That's why me too.
Yeah.
I didn't. So I did see a lot of like the more colorism issues.
Yeah.
Cause there's obviously a lot of güeros and then there's a lot of like super brown skin, you know, Latinos. Yeah. And I do remember them talking shit, you know, about you're beautiful because you're white, right? Yeah. Or you're ugly because you're dark, right? Or like the homies. But like the homies always like I still to this day, you know, like we clown each other and shit, like certain little things or whatever. Yeah. Or like I'm sure you're well familiarized with the Salvi jokes and everything, right? Yeah. But the idea is that there is colorism issues. You know what I'm saying? Where people think they're better because they're lighter.
Yeah, and that's how you know it's so like deep rooted, bro. Like that you hang like fuck around with your friends and shit. Like, oh, you black ass motherfucker. Like black ass motherfucker. Like, you know, like yeah, like it's so deep rooted in our culture and shit. It's crazy. Like, in every culture, really.
Exactly. Yeah. Like white supremacy literally like took off, bro. Like everyone in the world. Back when I was in school, bro, I used to kick it with Rwandans, and Rwandans are folks from Africa. But you know, there was a lot of colonization in Africa as well, so they knew how to speak French. So some of them were like lighter skin, and some of them were like really dark skin, right? So when we would have these conversations, literally the same shit was what they would think. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So the same problem is in the world wide. Yeah. So it's just like I feel like those are the aha moments where you're like, oh, okay, this shit's serious, you know?
Yeah.
And for some people, it's more serious than others.
Yeah, and that's dope that you got to experience that, because I'm pretty sure you experienced that like in college, right? When you left.
Yeah, for sure.
When you left here, like, you saw something different.
Hell yeah.
A lot of
crazy shit.
A lot of people don't see that.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's why I always tell people, like, go.
Yeah, just leave.
Just go.
Leave the nest.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like how you said that. Leave the nest, man, and fly, birdie. You know? You're going to get hurt. You're going to feel a lot of pain, a lot of loneliness, a lot of emptiness.
Right.
Because you're growing up.
Yeah.
You're going to feel that regardless.
Yeah.
Like, literally. You're going to feel that regardless. Might as well feel that, but
experience
in a new environment.
Yeah.
In a new environment. There's some fool named Jordan Peterson. He's like fucking brilliant, and he's a professor, man. So he just be spitting shit, right? So this fool had a really good example about moving out, right? And basically, the reason why you do want to be able to get out a little bit is because it's gonna be able to breed some necessity. You know what I'm saying?
Put your back against the wall.
Exactly. If you don't breed any necessity in your life, you're not gonna have that drive to say like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, sometimes it'll lead to stagnant shit. No growth and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, when your back's against the wall, man, that's when you find out who you are, bro.
For real.
You're like, shit. It's when you know what you're made of.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I think that's the tough reality that a lot of people don't like to. It's the pill that a lot of people don't want to swallow.
Yeah, a lot of people can't make it, shit.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those sad but true moments.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would say like, hey, bro, if you fail today, don't even trip, bro. Like,
keep going.
Maybe next year you'll make it, or if you don't fail, like if you're committed enough, you're gonna get really good at something.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you're never gonna be, I don't know, fucking Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
But maybe you'll be really good at what you're doing. If you love what you get really good at, then that's kind of what matters, you know?
Shit, I think, to me, I think that's just like the point of life. Like, really.
Right.
Just find what you like doing and like let it consume you.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really. No, I think I think the music is that for me.
Really?
It's just in a different like way. Like I love music. I want to be there. I want to be around it. You know. I feel like shit. I feel like that's where I'm headed. You know. Slowly, but for sure. I'm for sure get to it.
You gotta just. I mean, you can move at your pace, whether it be fast or slow. But if you know that you're walking forward, good.
Yeah.
But if you're not, you're moving backwards, and you just gotta change some shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like I think another important thing is like finding coaches.
Yeah.
You gotta find coaches in that field. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't find coaches in that field, sorry, lose my mind, you know?
Yeah.
Because even if you're really gifted, there's only so much a gift can do.
Especially in something like the music industry.
Where a lot of gifted fools are at, right?
Yeah. Where it's so fucked up. Yeah. It's just like people getting fucked over, people fucking you over, people trying to fuck you over. From what I've heard, you know.
Damn, honestly, bro, that's the worst part about the business world. The business world, there's snakes everywhere. Like everybody's out for themselves, unless you build a team.
Yeah.
Like
do it on your own and shit.
Yeah. Like you gotta build a team of fools with the right mindset, with the right heart, and just work with each other without really thinking like. It's because at the end of the day, you don't really know, right? Like, you might be carrying a team and they're all a bunch of snakes. You never really know. But at the same time, shit.
I'm fucking lazy.
You're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Right? But we got into that fucking conversation because we were talking about the prisons, right?
Yeah.
And when I listen to like prison stories, man, I'm just like, damn, them shits need to change. Like something has to change. Like. So there's like theories, you know, like one of the theories is like, let's change society. You know what I'm saying? Like let's invest more into society, right? And get everyone while they're young. Because you might be able to say that once you're a grown ass man, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Like if you're a big ass criminal and everyone you had kind of a couple chances here and there, but you're 45 now. It's gonna be real hard for you to be like one day just click and be like, you know what, I'm gonna become a positive member of society.
That's crazy. That's some life changing shit. That's
Right. There would have to be a miracle.
Trip and shit.
It would have to be a miracle. Yeah. Versus when I think about it, I'm like, okay, let's say you got an 8-year-old troublemaker, and maybe he's like the worst kid you've ever met. That's who you want to focus your energy on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would rather say, hey, we focused all our energy on this 8-year-old. And then he fucking ends up being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, we tried.
Yeah.
We tried our best. Yeah. But then let's say you focus all your energy on a 55-year-old, and then it doesn't change. You're like, well, no shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Shit, that's the fucked up thing about the system too. Like, fucking 8-year-old, fucking badass 8-year-old, especially in like, you know, inner cities. Like, he don't listen, fuck it, I'm gonna put him in special classes. Alright, now he don't gotta do shit. Alright, like now he's gonna grow up, keep being bad, no one paying attention to him, keep doing this shit, you know what I mean? I feel like that's how it starts. Because they don't put enough energy, like how you said it, when they're young. It was like, fuck it, forget about it. Lost cause. At that age, you know? Like, they don't tell you that, obviously they don't tell you that, but they don't try to help, they don't try to be there.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like that's where it starts too.
I'm sure a couple of those kids definitely are told like, you're a lost cause.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna fucking care about you because I've given up on you.
Yeah, because a lot of people see it as a paycheck too, what they're doing, like working with kids and shit. Nah, but there's a lot of passionate people out there, you know.
There are.
A lot of good teachers.
There are. I'm
Yeah.
sure you had one.
Hell yeah, I had a lot. Shit, I was more cool in high school. My senior year, I was more cool with my teachers than I was with people and shit.
Oh,
like,
with other
kids
students
and shit. Besides, like my homies, like I was more cool with my teachers. Like my teachers looked out for me. Like
yeah,
I'd be asleep and shit in class. My teachers would be like, "Are you high? You better not be. You know, like you better be careful. Like they're doing a lot of like checks and stuff. Like you know, my teachers looked out for me. Like they're cool as fuck. And I'm like. Shout out my teachers, Miss Parker, all of them. That shit's crazy. That's my teachers.
Have you seen any of them?
Nah, actually I've been thinking about it too, about going over there saying hi and shit.
I think you should, man. I think you should, cause sometimes, being in that field makes you feel like you ain't doing shit.
Especially like in the school, like you know, like and that's crazy, cause I hit up one of my teachers. I have him on Instagram. He's young too. He's like not even 30 yet. And you know, I was just thinking like one day, like, damn, bro, like at that age, I didn't even realize like you know how good I had it to have a teacher like that really cared about me, you know, like that really cared about me, that like sat down and talked with me, like asked me what's up with me, like, you know, like that really makes a difference, like especially at that age, like whether you know it at the time or not, like you look back on it a couple of years later, you're like, fuck, like. If it wasn't for him, like, you know, like could have been a little more fucked up in like situation. And so like I hit him up. I was like, you know what, like thank you, like I'm like really glad I had a passionate teacher like you did. Like I hope like your passion never goes away like the way it did, because he was just starting out, you know, like he was new. He was like really like wanted to make an impact. And then like he hit me up. He was like, wow, like I really had a rough week, and like I've been like having a lot of it was this week was testing, like
a lot of second thoughts
about
working.
A lot of second thoughts about like what I'm pursuing, and like you telling me this, like it really like made a difference, like, and like made me like it gave me an affirmation that I'm doing the right thing, and like and I need to keep going, like even though like I had a bad week, you know, like that was dope to me. That was dope to me. Like I was like, damn, like, you know, I could have not said anything.
Right.
He could have had a shitty ass week.
Right.
And like, fuck this, you know?
Alright, man, it makes me think about like why it's so important to value people's work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter whether you are a teacher, whether you're washing dishes, whether you're cooking, whether you're mopping the floors, like whatever job you're doing, it's value.
Yeah.
It's valuable to society.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes we get into these states of minds where we don't really we pass by people. You know what I mean? Like we ignore people.
We're in our own world and shit.
Right, right. Which I get. You know, you have every right to do so.
Yeah.
But now, just imagine how much more elevated we could be as a society if like we express our admiration for one another.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like any little small thing, like hey, thank you for being the cashier.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Food for less right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it seems so stupid and basic.
Yeah.
But you never know what that reaction's gonna trigger in their mind. Like, what the fuck? Like, did someone just say thank you? You know, for scanning their food?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
like
crazy because I worked at a grocery store. You know.
Right.
Yeah. And like that's actually one of the qualities of a good leader too. Like, like when you have a boss, like fucking piece of shit. He's an asshole. He never like recognizes you work hard. He never like gives you like thumbs up like hey good job like your performance starts going down. But like when you got a boss that gives you positive affirmation like hey thank you like showing up on time like hey you're doing a good job like it's proven like that makes you have a better performance overall. And in general, bro, that's what we need to do. Like all of us as people like. But like you said, like sometimes we're stuck in our own world. Like we forget other people have their own own worlds too, like in their heads and shit. Just gotta fucking stop sometimes and think like, damn.
Exactly.
It's not just me.
I feel like there's a bunch of things you can do. Which I can't even say that I really know.
Yeah.
But what's something that really helps me like get out of my fucking bubble?
Damn.
It's 4th of July still. Dude, that's some shit I fucking hate, bro. Like I'm like, damn, bro. Like, when I was little, I fucking loved fireworks, bro.
Yeah.
Like literally, bro. Like I had something for fire. Like I wanted to explode shit. I wanted to put shit on fire.
I think that's a lot of little kids.
Yeah,
that's me too.
I think little boys, right?
Yeah.
I never really heard of a lot of girls being like, I want to fucking blow something up. But I did, bro. I used to love when in Mexico. I don't know, you been to Mexico?
Yeah.
And the ranchos, they burn the fucking trash.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you do.
Yeah.
So my favorite time of the week was like when we were gonna go dump the trash and light that bitch on fire.
Let me do it.
Exactly. And in Mexico there was always like fucking fireworks readily available at the little markets.
Yeah.
You know, like they have little palomitas.
Yeah.
So man, I had a great time with that, man. But then out here it's like fucking fools be spending so much money, bro.
It's crazy.
You know what? That shit really tripped me out, bro.
It's crazy, burning their money.
Yeah. I was like, hold on. Y'all really dropped 5 G's on something you're gonna burn away.
You're like looking at the fireworks like, damn, you're calculating this shit like fuck.
And all I could think is like, bro, you know how many stocks you can buy for that?
Yeah.
Do you know the investments you can make? Like you still owe money on your card. Like,
shit.
Like you might even be behind on some sort of like rent or bills. And I'm like, my boy, please, like,
get it together, dog.
Just be a little smarter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing, right? That's one thing that we don't have in the hood is like financial literacy programs.
Yeah.
To hook you up.
Yeah, you gotta learn that shit on your own, bro.
Exactly, and it makes us make a lot of silly mistakes.
Yeah.
A lot of silly mistakes, but they're well intentioned, right? Like, oh, you're young, you're like, shit, I'm about to get this fucking badass car, you know, this BMW is my dream car. But then you end up forgetting that you're gonna be in debt for like the next 8 years.
That car's parts are expensive as fuck.
Oh,
500 for an oil change.
Fuck.
Car fucks up, you're done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I think I heard somewhere that, you know, like the really expensive cars, right? Like let's say Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and shit like that. They're not really they're not for millionaires, bro. They're for like billionaires.
Yeah, you gotta have 10 million, 100 million.
Exactly. Right? Like, and now imagine us, right? Like, kind of normal pockets and shit. You end up go getting yourself that cool 60 grand car.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's kind of a miniature life sentence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like being an indentured servant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Working to fucking pay the membership and shit.
To fucking make that bank rich, because really you are gonna get a bank loan at minimum 4 or 5%, and that's a good one.
Yeah.
I know fools that are like in the 10%,
9%.
You know what I mean? So it's like over the course of that time, you're gonna on that 60 grand car, you're gonna end up being like almost 80,000.
Yep.
You know, so those are just like little things that I try to throw into my economics class. You know what I mean? That way it's like food, like.
Oh, you have economics class?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That way it's like, look, man, like everybody always bitches and complains about school didn't teach me shit because it didn't.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna toss you that bone, and if your ass ain't paying attention, that's not my fault.
Yeah, it's on you.
You know?
Yeah.
You know? So I mean, it's interesting, man, and you know, understanding that you yourself, you know, you're on that path to acquire wealth and see what the fuck happens.
Yeah, that's crazy though, bro. Cause you know, I feel like I'm glad, like I told you, I grew up how I did, like, so it made me not be so materialistic. Like,
it's real.
Yeah. So like but like I feel like a lot of people, like when they grow up, like, you know, not a lot of money, like I feel like when you don't have a lot of money and you get it, you splurge a bit. It's only natural, you know.
I feel
like,
for sure.
Like, especially like, you know, like people coming from other countries in Latin America where it's dirt poor, it's like a third world country. Like they come over here, like they're making like 60 grand a year. Like that's more money than they ever seen in their lives, you know.
I mean, 60 grand compared to being a third world country out there is probably almost like 200K.
Yeah. They're like,
or
like,
more.
Yeah, they're doing great, you know.
Right.
But over here, it's like what, middle class?
Maybe,
yeah.
Barely, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's deep. That money game is.
Yeah.
It's deep. It's twisted. It's corrupt. There's all this crazy bullshit with it. But at the same time,
it's good, man.
We have to play the game.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you see it too. Money's a good thing, bro.
Right.
Like shit, they say it's the root of all evil, but it's just how you choose to see it. If you fucking splurge off, like, you know, do stupid shit with your money, then yeah. But if you're smart, if your goal is like freedom, like, and have like freedom for your family, like, then it's just a tool, you know. It's not like what you want. Like, money's not the end goal. Like, having like financial freedom, like we're talking about, like, is the end goal. Like, that's a good thing. But if money's your goal, like, you're never gonna be satisfied, bro. Like, you gotta find other things. Like you can have money and like, still don't mean shit.
What would you say to the people that say, "Oh man, well give me the money," right?
I don't know. Hell no, give me my fucking money.
But you heard about people like that, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh really? You think like money ain't gonna make you happy?
Yeah.
Right? Like, well, let me spend that money on, you know, concert or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. What? My boss is texting me.
Go for it, man. Take it. Check it out.
But yeah, bro. And definitely, I don't know, bro. Like, what I would say. Man, I don't even know. You get your own, man.
Exactly. I mean, nah, man.
Cause at the end of the day, like, yeah, you could see how you want, but you need money, bro. Like, you gotta eat. You gotta have a roof over your head. Like, it's a necessity, yeah. Like, it's like food and water. Like, you know, you gotta have money to have food and water. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, man, I'm also pretty grateful that I grew up the way I grew up because I'm not addicted to possessions.
Yeah.
I know. I think they're nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like on my vision board, I made some upgrades recently. About 2 weeks ago, I was taking a walk down Manhattan Beach, and you know the beach homes, right?
That's nice.
I saw one. It was called La Casa de los Sueños, and I was like, this really is the house of my dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I just re-added that to that, right? Just to kind of raise the bar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Motivation, yeah.
Like, there ain't nothing wrong with raising the bar and saying like, I don't want to do that out of the quest for just the material of it. I want to do it because of the challenge of it. You know what I'm saying?
The journey.
Exactly. That challenge is gonna push me to be a better human being. If I'm able to manage that. Right? Because maybe power corrupts me, money corrupts me, but that just simply means that my values were never right. Right?
Exactly.
A lot of people say like money doesn't change you. It shows the real you.
That's crazy too. Money's not the root of all. It's people like fucked up people with fucked up values.
Right. It's like saying like the couch makes people lazy.
For real, bro.
It's like nah, boy, you lazy. It's kind of helping you be lazy.
Get off the couch, man.
Exactly. Exactly. So I love that, man. I love that. I was probably like 18 and a half or 19 when I was on Netflix and I watched The Secret. The Secret was a documentary on like the law of attraction, you know. And I mean, it's kind of a burnt out idea at this point, you know. Everybody knows about it, whatever. But it did play a crucial role in my life at that time. Where I was like, wait. All I have to do is like really imagine, but like everything, you know. And the second part of that was like pursue it. Tenaciously.
That's the most important.
It's without the pursuit and work ethic and actually grinding and planning. I mean, you might as well not even imagine it. You know. But the only reason why I bring that up, you know, however basic that shit may sound to everybody watching or not watching or whatever, is that it worked for me, bro. It worked.
It works. That's why it's so burnt. When you say burnt out,
right?
Because it works.
Right. So it's just like I do want to just share that and say like, if you have a crazy dream, like, go for it, man. Put a board together. Start throwing everything on there.
And even if it doesn't work, bro, it's gonna put you in a better position, like, than you were before. Like, why not fucking go for it? What the fuck are you doing now?
Exactly. And that's kind of where I'm at right now in my life, where I can literally, right now in my life, I can literally go on auto cruise. And I'll be okay for the rest of my years. But that also means that I'm not gonna grow.
You could get stuck in that. It's a good place to be, but it's dangerous.
It's super dangerous.
If you're like ambitious.
I wouldn't create anything that I want to create. Because I already created everything I wanted to create when I was 19. So it took me. So I want to be 27 this year. So that's 8 years. I mean, that's a long time. That's almost a decade. So it took me 8 years. That's 2 high school careers to pretty much accomplish everything I wanted to accomplish then. So I'm thinking like now in the next decade, if I work hard,
same way you've been.
I mean, fuck.
More.
I'm kind of tripping out right now, thinking like, I'll fuck around and have that beach house in Manhattan.
That's crazy.
A decade from now.
Hell yeah.
You know. And I'm just getting a little excited, you know, thinking about that right now.
You got this shit, dog.
You know. So where will you see yourself 10 years from now? If you could.
21.
If you could think like, when I'm 31. And by the way, it doesn't have to be material shit, right? That was just an example. Also, something that you long for could be a beautiful family. You know, with your beautiful wife and beautiful kids, or a healthy environment.
Peace of mind.
Exactly. A healthy relationship.
You
know what I mean? Like, those things are equally as important. You know, like, money is a part of happiness, but also being in a healthy and loving relationship. With yourself, first of all.
With yourself. That's very important.
You know, like, and I want to say to everybody, like, work on yourself first, bro. Like, literally. Look, I get it. We all fall in love. It's part of nature. You see a bad little thing, you know, and you guys, you know, start chopping it up, and it is a physical thing, bro. For me, it's always physical first. Like, there has to be some type of
physical attraction.
Like, you brought me in, right? Like the trap, like the honeybee. Boom. But like, what keeps you is like having strong morals, being a virtuous person, being an intelligent person, being driven.
Yep.
And there's all these characteristics, you know, that
you like.
they have to have in order for you to be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm down to even try.
Yeah, let's move forward.
You know? So, but before any of that, even though, because it's going to happen, my biggest thing to everybody is like, work on yourself.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, work on yourself so much, right? Because at the end, say this, you can invest into your partner all you want, but that's not a guarantee for nothing.
Yeah.
However, on the other hand, when you invest into yourself every day, that's more of a guarantee that you're gonna be able to get something out of it.
Yeah. And it's non-stop work too, and non-stop. You keep going till you die, but keep working on yourself. I feel like that's also key.
Yeah.
To like, that's what I want. You know, 10 years. Like aside, you know, like I want to be successful and like in my career. You know, I want to be a music manager. Like aside from that, yeah, like I want to keep working on myself, like how I've been so far, and like how I've been doing so far, and like shit, I got this far, like like how you said, I want to see how far I could go, like in the next 10 years, like especially as I mature. You know, I'm still young, so like as I mature, as I, you know, it's dope. Shit, I'm getting excited too. Shit, see where it goes, bro. Cause yeah, I feel like there's a lot of opportunities right now too, for what I want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing, is like the beautiful thing is seeing opportunities.
Yeah.
And it's gonna sound a little wishy-washy, but it's kind of like your heart and your mind really do dictate those opportunities.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because if you're like a very closed-minded, negative person, it's just like even the fucking opportunity can be in your fucking face, but because exactly, but because you're so like
closed off.
Yeah, that moment doesn't give you the confidence, right?
Yeah.
To say like, fuck
you
it,
don't open the door.
I'm gonna go up to this fool and shake his hand or her hand or their hand, and I'm gonna let them know who I am, and I don't know, you know, something can happen out of this.
And even if it doesn't, but you're gaining something, you know? You're always gaining something from it.
Right.
Like you're gaining experience, you're learning people skills. Exactly. Whatever it is you do, what you're pursuing, you know?
Right.
You're learning something.
Do you know who Richard Cabral is?
No.
He's one of the Chicano actors that always comes out in a lot of roles as like a cholo.
Hector?
No, not Hector. It's another one.
No. Maybe, I'm pretty sure. Like if I
trust me, you've seen it.
If I were to see
it. Do you remember that movie? The one that's in South Central with the Mexican brown cop and the white cop, which is Jake Gyllenhaal, and they're like running around the neighborhood like beating fools up.
Oh yeah.
So there's a cholo, like the skinnier fool with the like his nose is kind of like skinny.
But I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I met this fool like about a year ago. And I was just barely starting like my podcast, and I was real nervous. Because I looked at him and I was like, damn, this one comes out of movies and shit, you know? Like, it's pretty relatively famous. Mm-hmm. And like I just came up to him and I told him about my podcast, and I was like, hey man, I would really love you to just come on and share some parts of your story and stuff. And he was like so humble and so kind and so genuine. Like he gave me his phone number, and he's like, hey man, just give me a call or give me a text or something, you know? It never happened because he was really busy. Like he's literally filming all sorts of TV shows and movies and things. But it was that beautiful interaction. Yeah. Where I kind of believed in myself to the point where I threw myself. I mean, you could technically say I kind of missed the shot. Yeah, but not like. But at the same time, like motivated. It was the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And some people see opportunities, but they don't take them. Yeah. And I'd rather take an opportunity and not make it, but I know that I took it. Yeah. I took a chance. And I'm all about taking risks, because if you don't take a risk, like my friend Jerry in high school used to say, you gotta risk it to get the biscuit. Yeah. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So like that's just what I'm sharing. In that point, it's just like, fuck it. If you have an idea, if you have a plan, man, throw yourself into it. Yeah. Some people are more planners, and that's okay, 100% okay. I'm more like the tonto that's like, I don't really know how I'm gonna get there. Just do it. But I'm gonna jump into the ocean. Yeah. You need that.
You need that other person on your team. Like, all right,
Right.
come here, bro. Let's do this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's a good, like, it's the importance of the team, too. Because you don't got everything.
I don't.
No matter what.
I sure as
no
fuck
matter
don't.
how gifted you are, how talented you are, you don't got everything you need. Like, you might, but like, you're always gonna need. There's always gonna be someone that's better than you at something. Some parts you lack and shit. So you
Just
need to
think
find
about-
that good counterpart. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, like, just even thinking about a rapper, right? Like,
Yeah.
a rapper's not gonna. Well, some produce their own shit,
Yeah.
but the majority should probably focus their craft on their flow,
Yeah.
on their writing, on their skills,
Yeah.
on their stage presence.
Yep.
Like, that's a
That's
big
important.
thing,
Yeah.
right? Because maybe you have great flow, maybe you're fucking amazing in the studio.
And then you get on stage and you choke. Yeah. That could be everything right there.
I mean, you have to. That's your life.
Yeah.
You're a performer,
Yeah, you got to. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's another thing too. The artist is not just the artist. You gotta have an engineer in the studio. You gotta have a producer to make your beats. You gotta have someone too, like someone with a good ear, like telling you, like, which is also telling you, like, hey, like, you should add this. You should add some of this. That's everything too. That can make all the difference, especially in something like music, where it's like it's all about like vibes and shit. It's like one little thing could like change the whole thing. Like one little one little thing, like, oh, like, that's nice.
Ad-libs or whatever
Yeah,
it is, huh?
it makes all the difference. Especially ad-libs, it's all like ad-libs makes the vibe a little more like, it gives it a different vibe because it's like a little feel to it.
It does.
Yeah.
It's almost like puzzles fit, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like that. Like, let's say you're trying to make some shit fit, and you're like, damn, I know they're good.
Yeah.
What do we do?
It's a good song. I wrote it. It flows nice. It's missing something though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I like that you bring that point up, man. Like the idea of teamwork. Like, man, there's some people that can make it individually.
Yeah.
Like
exceptional talent.
Or maybe not so much. Well, for sure,
Yeah.
there are exceptional talent, but they're in a field where they can be one-on-ones.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm thinking kind of like sports, like tennis and shit. But then I go back to the idea, like, they have a coach.
Yeah.
They train against people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like UFC fighters, they're one-on-one performers, but they have a whole
The
gym.
whole team.
You know what I mean?
You're learning jiu-jitsu with this guy, boxing with this guy,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's another thing too, like what I said, like, you gotta have someone that is a good counterpart. Like, like fighters, especially, when you're training, like, you gotta train on your weakness. You can't be training on your strengths, and you gotta train on your most weakest shit. And that's when the other guy comes in, like, all right, he's gonna test you and shit. He's good at this. He's good at what you're not good at.
Yeah.
So he's gonna bust your ass and better, like,
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
a good
that's
thing
a
about
great.
fighting, too.
That's a great way to put it, bro. It's
Yeah.
like, don't be afraid to work on your weaknesses.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's really what's gonna elevate your game.
Yep.
Overall.
Yeah.
I wish I did have someone that could, like, in this field, like podcasting. I wish I kind of did have a team.
Yeah.
That could tell me, like, hey, bro, you're kind of fucking lacking right here, or
Yeah.
think about this, or like.
Yeah.
Like the producer, like,
Yeah.
like, it's difficult because, I mean, when you got a team, you got to pay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the reality of the situation,
Yeah.
But you're totally right, bro. You're totally right. I mean, like, when I'm doing this, I almost feel like I'm like the rapper that's trying to do everything, but everything's not going to come out good.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta critique. You gotta be your best critic.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you won't get everything, but start getting better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Are you into fights? You like UFC and shit?
I used to be hella into UFC, bro, when I was young.
Yeah.
Now I'm more like into boxing and shit. Not even as much. Like, I still watch highlights and shit, but yeah, I'm into fighting for sure.
Well, tomorrow, man.
Yeah, the Usman, yeah, man.
Oh, man.
It's a crazy one.
3 fat ass fights,
I
bro.
don't even know about the other ones. I just know about Usman and
Usman and George and Jorge.
yeah.
Dude, those guys.
Yeah, no, yeah, those guys are.
There's gonna be blood.
Yeah, I seen a backyard. I don't know if you remember Kimbo's Life.
Yeah.
I seen a backyard fight of Masvidal like fighting a big ass dude when he was young, bro. He was going at it with him. He was skinny too. I'm like, damn.
Literally skinny guy.
Yeah, crazy.
But dude, that just shows you the willpower of a human being.
Yeah.
You know, like willpower means a lot, bro.
Yep.
Because if you're an 18-year-old boy, and you're fighting a 28-year-old man,
yeah.
I mean, you gotta have some balls for that.
For real, because it's man strength versus like still kids.
You're still developing.
Yeah.
You know, so it just goes to show like how much heart you got and how much skill you got.
Yeah.
When you have a lot of skill and you have a lot of heart, it'll make up for your lack of strength and speed and agility.
Yeah.
You know? So it's gonna be that fight. That's the main one. Fuck. I've been looking forward to that fight for months. Right?
Usman's a beast too.
Usman is a fucking brilliant beast, bro. I mean, did you get to see some of the highlights between Usman and Kobe Covington?
No.
The pro-Trump guy or whatever?
No.
Dude, that was a nasty fight, bro.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, watch the highlights later on. Dude, it was amazing. And then the fight right before that is going to be Max Holloway versus Volkanovski, which is some cat from Russia, right? And all those Russian cats are fucking
crazy.
Oh, I'm sorry, no, Volkanovski. I'm probably stereotyped the name, but he's actually from Australia. He's an Australian cat. He's the champion. He's a champion in that field, in that weight category, because he did beat Max Holloway before. Max Holloway was the champ for a while. I really love Max Holloway, bro, because he's a Hawaiian guy. Dude, Hawaiian folks are like some of the most loving.
Yeah, their cultures are just all loving.
Yeah, it's all just like family.
Yeah.
You're not family, but you are family.
Come eat with us. Come at our table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I used to work at LAX, bro, when I was 19, in the international airport, and I would love meeting all the islanders.
Yeah.
Cause they'd be like, hey, brother, you know, like it was just
I could
feel
the love and shit. Yeah.
Every time.
That's crazy.
And I was just like, I want to go out there and just experience the culture.
Yeah.
To all the islands.
Yeah, that's cool because I watch like travel shows like Anthony Bourdain and shit.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, but when you would go to like Hawaii and shit, like, you could tell, bro, like their culture is so much different, and it's still the United States.
Right.
It's so much different. Like they come eat, they eat together. They're playing music, all like singing and
but
shit.
You feel like happiness.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Damn, man, I gotta go out there and just and feel the soul of people, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like those are things worth investing in. It's like traveling.
Yeah.
I haven't had the opportunity to. I've been to a lot of places in the U.S. Like in a lot of different places, but I want to get out, you know, and experience other things too. And the good thing is that a lot of people around the world do know English, right? So we kind of get by like that.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like Americans.
Exactly, but at least we're Mexican, you know.
Yeah,
so at least we have that advantage too. We're like, yeah, well, we're born in the U.S., but I'm actually Mexican. You know, and we can speak Spanish, so it'll be like, I can even pass as like not being Mexican. Yeah. You know, like you don't have to see my passport.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, bro? One of my teachers, like he was a good friend of mine at that time. Like, he would travel. Like his favorite place was India. Like that was his place. Like he said he loved it. Like loved the people, the culture, everything. Like he felt like that was his past life and shit. You know? But he said like when he would travel to different places, like if he said he was American, kind of looking funny, like make mean faces and shit. But he started saying he was Mexican, like they're all Mexican. Like he was Mexican, you know, but he was Mexican American.
Right.
And I'm Mexican. All right, cool.
And the people were automatically like, oh yeah, come on.
Yeah, but as soon as they were American, like,
it's fucked up, bro. I feel like America does kind of deserve that name, like just cause fools be doing stupid ass shit.
Yeah.
You know, like Americans are not. They don't have the best stereotypes, man.
Get too much freedom and shit.
They gave us too much freedom. We didn't know what to do with.
Yeah.
So then the third fight is gonna be like the smaller cats, but Joseph Aldo, you remember Aldo? Aldo's like that super
old
fool.
fighter. Oh, yeah, that's when I was into Jose Aldo. Yeah.
Exactly. So this was the legendary, right?
Yeah, these guys.
I forgot who he's fighting, but that's also gonna be a really, really big fight for the championship.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be 3 championship fights, bro.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh, for weight division and shit. Yeah.
And they're gonna be fighting in the fucking Fight Island type shit. So
Where's that?
what's his face? Dana White had to buy a fucking island wing.
Because of the COVID shit.
Exactly,
That's
exactly.
Crazy.
To kind of actually get this shit done.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm gonna check out the camera real quick. Cool. This is like, I gotta make sure that everything's good on that, you know, because if it's not,
That's just start over.
yes, sir.
It's crazy. I can't wait to hear Joe Rogan.
Dude, I fucking love that guy, dude. Man, I hate when people. You know, one of my pet peeves, man, is haters. Like, when people hate on successful people like Joe Rogan. Because it's like, you haven't even taken the chance to even listen to him thoroughly. So what people do is like, they'll listen to a clip.
Yeah.
And he says some fucked up crazy shit because he's a comedian.
All twisted and shit.
And then they take that out of the whole story, and then all of a sudden he's like, he's the evil guy.
Yeah, we're too sensitive nowadays, bro.
We're really sensitive.
So sensitive, bro. Even like when I was young and growing up, like we weren't this sensitive, bro. I would watch South Park, like even South Park changed, bro. Like South Park like can't even make the same jokes anymore and shit, you know? Yeah, but Joe Rogan's fucking awesome, bro. Have you seen the Mike Tyson podcast?
Yes.
Bro, that's a really good one.
Oh, you
no, the Joe
wait.
Rogan on Mike Tyson. I mean Mike Tyson on the Joe Rogan show.
Yes, but I've also seen
The Mike
Tyson's podcast.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
It's good, but man, it's really hard to top Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's because like he's really skilled at what he does.
Yeah.
And not only is he skilled, but he's funny.
Yeah, he's a good conversation. Like,
oh man,
conversations are art.
You can make a conversation out of anything.
It's an art, yeah.
Out of fucking thin air. Like, hey, have you heard about this table? You know, this table's like, and he'll just get in depth on the corner of a table.
Yeah.
And then the fucking guest will be like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I admire that man because he's allowed me to expand my thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was gonna tell you, bro, like I saw this post and this fool said, people that think that Joe Rogan is intelligent are people that can't think for themselves. You know, and I was like, well, how does that even make any sense? Like, I feel like some people don't have the range to try to even box with Joe Rogan. You feel me?
Yeah, he's not even
like, bro, your arms are so short. Like, why are you trying to like pick a fight with someone who will knock you the fuck out and afford to?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I've always like I wouldn't understand. People's like, why do you try to say these things about these great football players and these great basketball players like LeBron, Kevin Durant, and you ain't shit, fool.
Yeah, it's human nature, bro.
You know?
I guess, yeah. Yeah, I think it's in some people's nature to hate, bro. Just be negative and shit. Yeah. Joe Rogan's cool though. I fuck with him.
Definitely, bro. Definitely. I love like when he's talking about psychedelics.
Bro, I was just thinking about that shit too, bro. I've been thinking about like the psychedelic shit.
Yeah.
This whole time, bro.
You a fan of psychedelics?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I tried that shit a couple times. Yeah, a couple times. It was the first time, bro. Was definitely life changing, bro, for sure.
Yeah. Are you open about talking about that?
Yeah.
That trip?
It was cool, bro. It was like, shit, it's so hard to even explain. It's funny because he talks about this with Mike Tyson. He's like, dude, I can't even explain it. Like, and it's hard to explain, bro. Like, you gotta try. Nah, I'm not saying you gotta try that shit. But
right.
You had to experience it.
I would say this: if you are over 25, even though he's not over 25, after 25, your brain is fully developed and you're a grown ass person. So go ahead and try whatever you feel like trying. But anyways,
it was like. I mean, it elevates your spirit, bro. It gets down to like your core, bro. Like your core, like who you really are. Like you realize that I'm not this person. Like, you know, like I gotta be caring. Like I'm this loving person, like, gotta show love to others and shit. It was hella cool, bro. Like, and the first time I tried it, bro, like the day, like I was like, all right, I had this tab, right, like, and I'm like, I'm gonna just wait for this. I'm gonna just wait for the right moment. I'm gonna know when it's right. You know, like I don't want to take this just right now. And that day, bro, it was like before I took it, I woke up. I literally had the best day of my life, bro. Like on some crazy shit. Like it was, like that day by itself was already like the best day I've ever had. I'm like,
what happened? Why was it the best day of your life?
Oh, damn. I say, bro, because I was going like through like hella depression at the time.
Okay.
And I'm like, fuck, bro. Like when you're going through that shit, just feels like you're never gonna get out of it, bro.
Okay.
And like that day, like I woke up and I just felt like it was like extreme sensation of like peacefulness and bliss, and like I was just like in tune with myself and in tune with everything around me. Like I was in the moment. I was in like thinking about later. I was thinking about what happened yesterday. What happened 10 minutes ago. I was just like in the moment. You know, I felt like myself. Like I felt like myself. Like hey, this is how I'm supposed to be. You know, like this is how life should be. Like I should be this happy all the time. I'm like, it was crazy, bro. Like it even like I got home from, I was going to college at the time. I got home, I was like, damn, like I hadn't even prayed. Like I always been religious or like believed in God or shit. I was like, damn, like I got home, I started praying, but I was like, damn, thank you, bro, like thank you, God, like that's all I could say, like thank you, like thank you for this, like you just opened my eyes to something like that I have never experienced before, and it was the best. Like I still remember this day. It was like September 18th, like 2018. It was a Thursday. Like it's just crazy. Like
yeah,
even before my trip, right? And I took my trip. We were at the studio, I remember, and it was cool. Like when you're around people, it's cool. Like it's fun and shit. And I was like, fuck, I'm kind of scared to like go home. It's a long trip. It's like 8 hours, you know, like 8 to 10 hours. Like, damn, I'm scared to go home and like be by myself and shit, you know? Like I'm scared I'm gonna be too in my head. So like I get dropped off and shit. I couldn't even fucking drive and shit. I get dropped off.
Yeah, I mean that's just a hallucinogen.
Yeah, and I'm like laying
fuck around and see something.
I'm laying in my bed and shit, and I'm just like, fuck. I'm just thinking about everything.
So what hour of the trip are you there?
This is probably like the 6th.
Okay,
hour.
so at least it's now.
It's not the super intense.
You're already kind of going down.
It's like at the right here's the peak, and I'm like right here.
So you're still pretty fucking lit.
Like, pretty lit, but it's cool. Like it's manageable and shit. It was cool, bro. Like I'm not gonna say it was some fucking crazy ass shit. Like I could have handled it. Like, it was cool and shit. So I mean, I'm not saying do it. Like sometimes you won't be able to handle it, but it was cool, bro. I was just laying there. I'm like, fuck. Like everything that has happened to me, like up to this point, like has got me here, and I'm like happy where I'm at. Like I got so much more to go and so much more to do, but you know, like. All this bad shit had, even though this bad shit happened, like it's getting me to where I have to be, and it's like made me realize like I just had to go with it. I just had to embrace it. I had to embrace myself. I had to be at one with myself. I had to like be at peace and shit, like to keep going and shit. And I had to just embrace every moment, like and take it how it comes and like make the best out of it. And I feel like that's why it was so life changing. Because I just like from then on, like I'm not gonna say every single day, but from then on, but I had like this like idea in my head that I had to like make the best out of these situations and understand like this is like it could be worse, like this shit, like I just have to take this shit how it comes, like this is life, like it's gonna happen to me like how it happens to everyone else and shit, like just gotta go with it. And what's crazy though is that like it was already the best day ever prior to like the trip, so like the trip just like made it on some other world shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first trip too. That's fucking amazing.
You know what I love about that? Psychedelics rewire your brain.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
And that's why I'm such a proponent of them.
Yeah, and it makes you feel like you could really do anything, but like anything you want to do, like, and how I've been saying, like even if you don't achieve it, you're gonna get somewhere like. You're gonna be better than you were before, you know?
Like you deserve to be.
Yeah, like so just fucking go for it. Oh,
right.
Like that's what made me real like that's something I learned in my trip.
Like, at its most basic premise, I feel like psychedelics they enhance your consciousness.
Yeah, it definitely did mine, bro. Like,
But for like, for good.
Yeah.
Like there's like almost like a, not necessarily like a permanent high, but it
As you're thinking, man, like you're always thinking back on it, like damn, like
it creates a
let me go
window
back to that. Yeah.
where there used to be a wall.
Yeah.
So now you can turn and look at the view and say,
Like, oh, I remember. Like I gotta.
The waves.
It makes you check yourself, bro. It makes you check. It made me check myself
shit.
more. Like
Don't get me started on the checking yourself.
yeah, like it made me like stop and be like, oh, like don't think like this, bro. Like be more. Don't be negative, bro. Like shit's not gonna lead nowhere. Like it's not gonna make you happy, but for sure, like just be positive and shit. Like that's one thing.
Right.
Yeah, that I really liked about it. Have you tried psychedelics?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. Like, I couldn't be a proponent of them, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can't be like, hey guys, I really like those barbecue ribs, but I haven't tried them. You know?
Yeah.
But before that, like, so when I first started using marijuana, like enthusiastically, kind of like more like on the stoner side of things.
Yeah.
I feel like that did a lot for my mind too.
Really? Yeah.
So there was pros and cons for sure. There was definitely pros and cons.
We never did that shit for me, bro.
No?
I mean, nah, bro. We never. I mean, I was a stoner at one point, but it never like really like made me tap in with myself like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I really just started smoking a lot just cause
it was kind
I'm
of fun.
addicted. Nah, I got an addictive personality, bro. So I didn't like smoking at first, but I just started doing it more often. I got used to it, but it made me kind of anxious. Yeah, it was just a habit. I'm like, I'm gonna roll the blunt. And after a while, it didn't make me anxious anymore.
So you just kind of figured it out, right?
Yeah, but nah.
It kind of, I mean, there's certain moments and times where if I'm thinking about something that maybe I was in the wrong or something, I am gonna be anxious.
It makes you be more like in your head.
Yes. Like paranoia, like that shit's real.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Definitely real. But, like the only way I could expel that is like when I finally get into my head, I'm like, bro, relax and let it go.
Yeah.
You know, then you can kind of really let that
That's
feeling
cool
go.
We could do that for you.
But I was probably about 18, bro. So I was able to get my medical license. You know, at 18, and I feel like at the time it was still kind of like a newer thing for my generation. Like, not a lot of 18-year-old fools were getting their license from HP, right? So I think it was on my birthday, bro. On my birthday, one of my older homies was like, "Hey, bro, let's go get your license," you know? No, well, he was like, "I'm gonna get my license. You wanna get yours?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I wanna get mine." So we went. You know, that was still in the days where you had to go to the doctor, and the doctor would see you, and then you would tell the doctor, you would be like, "Hey, doc, you know, like, my knee hurts."
That's crazy, bro. I remember those days too.
Did you also get yours like that?
Nah, bro. I mean, when I turned 18, I was already like, alright, like, could get weed from the shop somehow. Like, we'll get some in the door. Like, we'll go to the shop that lets us. You know, like, I remember in high school, I was like 14, 15. I'm like, alright, we need to find the plug, you know? Like, couldn't go. Like,
that was a struggle.
Yeah, even at 18 and 19, I'm pretty sure you still had a plug and shit. You know?
Before my license, it was like, fuck, man, we gotta wait for this motherfucker and fucking skimping you out and all this shit and all that. Shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, fool, like that shit changed my life.
Yeah.
In both ways, right? Because I gotta be honest with it, right? I'm not gonna just tell everybody like smoking weed was the only good. Like, it also brought a lot of bad in a sense.
Yeah.
So the good part was that as I started smoking weed and becoming a stoner, like, my mind really did start just opening up. It just, like, a lot of my views were very kind of sort of boxed in.
Yeah.
And I think the weeds just started kind of opening up the boxes.
Yeah.
And my thinking started flowing more freely to the point where I was like, why?
Yeah.
And with
with the combination of college, that shit was even just like
even being even more.
Yeah.
Because that's what college is supposed to do, is make you think about
Well,
why.
Yeah, that's the most important question in the world.
Exactly. So now I mixed the marijuana in there, and there was this
You're
more.
a deep thinker, yeah.
Yeah. So, but then the negative side of that was that it was too much. It was too much for me to handle.
Yeah,
it's too much freedom.
Yeah.
It's too much freedom.
Yeah.
Like for me as a young man, like I wasn't focused on my studies.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't focused on working out.
Yeah.
I wasn't focused. Like I lacked a lot of focus.
Yeah.
You know, de por sí, like I was a guy that it's really hard for me to focus on things. You know, because my brain's always everywhere.
And you're playing football, huh?
And I was playing football. Yeah. So I'm trying to do all these things, you know, as a young man, and then the marijuana's always there.
Makes it too much.
Fucking me up in a sense, because like when you're an athlete, you probably shouldn't be smoking marijuana because of your lungs. Yeah. You gotta make sure that you're at your best cardio, and some athletes can handle it. Me, I could feel the effects.
Yeah.
That was just me.
Could feel getting tired,
literally,
getting winded.
Literally. Yeah. I could feel it in my sprints. You know?
Yeah, I remember that.
So I want to be honest with that and say, like, marijuana did a lot for my mind in a sense, but it also kind of fucked me up at the same time.
Yeah.
To where I started being more irresponsible. I was just, man, being a young man.
Just young. I feel like you're just young too.
Yeah, man, like
adding that to it. Yeah.
It creates more responsibility.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, I have this, I'm gonna do this. But it's because the thing about being young is you're a lot more just reckless.
Yeah.
Right?
Think about consequences.
With your behavior?
Yeah, heavy.
You're just more like, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, and plus being like a free-spirited person.
Yeah, fuck it.
Exactly. So that kind of put me in a lot of situations where I was like, damn, fool.
Shouldn't have done this.
You gotta wisen up, and then life wisens you up. You know, that's what I always say about like arrogant people. I mean, life is gonna humble you, homie.
Yeah, eventually.
Just wait.
Eventually. Yeah.
Just wait on it. So instead of waiting for life to humble you, be humble.
Yeah.
Like be humble from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like we got that. Yeah. You know, we got like the humble aspect.
Yeah.
Of everything kind of on lock.
Yeah, that's good, bro. That's very important. Something la humildad, like that's something I feel like in Mexican culture too. In our Mexican culture, right? Because there's like rich Mexicans that are probably not humble at all. Yeah. Yeah, la humildad, like something important.
Right.
How was your first psychedelic trip?
Damn, the first one, bro, was fucking profound, bro. I was at ELAC. I was about 19 at the time, and I went to my homie Rose's house in Linwood because I was like, dude, I'm not gonna be home on shrooms, bro. Yeah. You know, it was like it ain't no motherfucking like my mom's on the trip, my dad's on the trip, so's on the trip.
Yeah.
So I went early out there, bro, and I bought myself like some fucking McDonald's breakfast. I went to his house. I took him out. I offered some, and he was like, nah, you know, fuck no. Yeah. He's like, fuck no. So I took him, you know, and honestly, bro, it was really weird. It was really weird and strange, cause it felt like a toxin.
Yeah, for sure. Like it really creeping up and shit.
Yeah, it literally felt like I kind of wanted to like throw up.
Yeah. Like it was
not supposed to be there. In a sense.
Yeah, you feel it in your throat right here.
Right. So I had a lot of I was like walking funny. You know, I was like, what the fuck? Like the floor is kind of like stepped on. Like the floor used to be straight. Now it's kind of like layered up.
Yeah.
Obviously, like a lot of the feelings, right? Like your hand, everything just feels like you question reality.
Yeah.
Which is something that's really important to do in general.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds a little crazy to people that don't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's crazy because you're doing it like in your mind, but also like you're like, fuck. Yeah. These colors are so like.
Right. Yeah. Right. So. Like that feeling was so intense at a point where I literally said to myself, I was like, maybe if I smoke weed, it'll calm down. Mm-hmm. So like we rolled one and shit, and then we smoked it, and dude, that shit just took me to another level.
Yeah, but
a whole another level, where to the point where like it was like we're like, all right, fuck it, let's go eat, you know. And at that point, more homies had come. and I was like the only one fucking strung out, you know. so we went to the spot right by his house called Angela's, and dude, so we ordered food, right, and the whole time I'm like, that moment expanded my ability to think deeply about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like it just automatically, like mentally, it took me to another level for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So we get the food, bro, and we sit down, bro, and I kind of I didn't have an out of body experience, but you know how you visualize things.
Mm-hmm.
I visualized the map, right, of Linwood, of LA, and I saw everything very perfectly geometrically created.
That's great.
And I was just like, oh shit, holy fuck. Right now, I'm eating this dead meat, which was basically made out of farms, which these farms look just like our cities. So I started seeing my own self like that meat. And I was like, holy fuck, I'm in someone's farm right now.
That's okay. That's
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah.
Which helped me make that connection of like being like a pawn, being like an ant, and realizing that either I was incredibly meaningless because I was just part of the farm,
mm-hmm.
or that I was gonna have to make some interesting changes
to make yourself the most meaningful.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's the crazy thing about shrooms.
But I'm telling you, bro, I started eating this meat, bro, and as I was eating, I was like, bro, this shit is dead. Like, I was just like, it didn't feel like. Ordinarily, man, you smoke weed, you eat some burgers, like, nah, you fuck it up.
I'm a go vegan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when I was like on shrooms, bro, I was just like, there was just something going on. There's something deep that sometimes like it's hard to explain. But I'm telling you, I was explaining it like that, bro, and I just saw like that connection, bro, with being a part of the system, you know, and just thinking of myself as like another little animal
mm-hmm.
in the farming system.
Yeah.
So I think that was like as enlightening as that got, because moving forward, I just started thinking like more deeper about everything that I could do.
Yeah.
And trip out. I had football practice that night.
Yeah.
You know. So I fucking, after that, I was kind of feeling a little bit more normal.
Yeah.
Fucking drove to ELAC, and practice was well, we would have to show up like at 3:30 to watch film and then get ready, but practice didn't start till like 6:30, 5:30, something like that. So I'm like in the locker room and I'm changing, bro, and I'm like still stuck, bro.
Yeah.
And one of my friends is like, hey, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you, Jesus? Like, you're just all serious and shit, and I just be like, you wouldn't understand. But
you wouldn't get it,
right? So you know, like for that point forward, I was just like, damn, this is some serious shit.
Yeah.
It's not. Sure. You can't take these things lightly.
No, bro.
You know, so that's why, like, I mean, I've never told this story on my podcast.
Really?
You know, never.
Yeah.
But I don't think that there's anything wrong with me sharing that story. You know, because there might be some people, right, that are gonna be like, damn, should I try it? Should I not try it? And I'll for sure say, like, hey, at the end of the day, like, if you're an adult, you make your own choices. And I would say wait, let your mind mature more before you start dosing yourself with psychedelics. But it definitely had a profound change in my life, man.
Yeah, for real. Me too, man. Like, shit. It's like something you can't really explain too.
That's why, like, I'm a big fan of them, and I wish more adults tried them.
For real. Cause I feel like, bro, it's gonna become like weed. Maybe not like weed, but it's gonna become something like, it's gonna head towards that direction.
It's gonna be more mainstream eventually. Well, it's already headed that way.
Yeah,
In Oakland, they decriminalized it for, I think, clinical studies.
I feel like, bro, that shit could fix depression, but like,
I mean,
why wouldn't they give it?
So trip out. Okay, so there's a lot of people that say yes, and then there's a lot of people that say no.
I feel like you need a guide.
For sure.
Yeah.
You do need a guide, because in fact, I would say that's the best way that you should try it for the first time.
First time.
It's like within some sort of like clinical structure with either a shaman that you can
shaman,
really trust,
guide, yeah.
or a counselor that has experience
Yeah.
doing that. Because even counselors, they're really good at their job.
Yeah.
They'll guide you, they'll talk to you in the right way. You know,
ask you questions.
dude, I'm really interested in eventually trying DMT.
Bro, me too, bro. I was just gonna go into that.
But it's like, I know it's gonna be a
intense,
rabbit hole.
bro. It's like seeing God and shit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
People either see aliens, which can be their God, their subconscious understanding of God.
Yeah.
Or, you know, depending on your cultural upbringing or whatever, you know, you might see God as a white, you know, bearded man or whatever, right? Whatever it is to you, I think the point is that you do have some sort of exposure to another plane of existence.
Yeah. Now, you know what's crazy though? My acid trip, I told my cousin about it, about one more part about it, and he said that's how he felt when he tried DMT, and one of that was, I think it was like a God consciousness kind of.
Right.
Well, but like it wasn't like I saw God, but it was like more like I felt God, and like God is me, God is within me, like, and like God is in everybody. It's like you're I don't even know how to explain, like,
I mean, I can wrap my mind around that.
Like like you're closer to God when you're on this elevated mind state, when you're loving, you're you know, like those are the characteristics God, you know, gave you and shit, like that God has, like being loving, being caring for your neighbor, you know, like offering a hand, like those are the characteristics that God embraces. So like when you're on that, like I felt like I was like, damn, like like this is godly, like this is like, you know, like this is something like, you know, like it's heavenly in a way. I don't know how to explain it. Like I felt all these like strong ass emotions. I'm like, bro, like this is what it has to be, you know, like it's not a thing, it's like it's within you, and like, and this is what God wants us to be like. So why is this not God? Like you get me? Like why is this not God? Like God wants us to be loving, God wants us to be caring. Like why is this not God? That's some crazy shit. And I told this to my cousin. He's like, that's kind of like how my DMT experience was, but it was way more tough.
I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the most powerful hallucinogen known to mankind.
Yeah.
You know, so definitely, like that's for experienced psychedelic users.
Yeah.
Like,
my cousin did it with him.
Like, you know, there's levels to it, right? Shrooms, maybe LSD, and then DMT.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't just jump straight to DMT, bro, because your novice mind might
not
just
even
freak.
Understand. Yeah.
You know,
fuck up.
But I can't say much about DMT because I haven't tried it. I just know that I've always been really intrigued.
Curious, yeah.
I've been really intrigued. And I watched The Spirit Molecule. You seen that documentary?
No.
It's the DMT documentary.
Really?
Again, dude, when I was 19, I'm telling you, bro, like in that 19-year-old age, bro, like literally, bro, like the universe was taking me through a journey, bro, of being open-minded.
Me too. It's crazy.
And this shit was just like I was fucking flowing through space, and my brain was just like so open, where I was like fucking greatly in tune with just my heart, you know, and that's why I pursued my heart and my passion and everything, and everything's been flowing in a beautiful way, you know what I mean, like just naturally, and I'm very, very grateful for that, because I think it was God, you know, that gave me that opportunity to say like you're privileged enough, bro, to go learn about yourself, take a journey, you know, leave for a long time, and come back with something.
Yeah.
Come back with something that you can share.
That you give it, you know, you give credit to God. What I said earlier, it wasn't blasphemous. What I said, like it might seem blasphemous.
Well, I don't really. It's not like I'm religious.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't think anything is blasphemous, because I think like blasphemy is like a religious term.
No, I think blasphemy is like, you know, like Yeah, I guess so.
But still, I know what you're saying. It's
yeah.
kind of like saying like God ain't shit.
Yeah, or like I'm God. Like like maybe
Yeah.
that's how it came
No,
out.
but
That's not how.
But I still feel that. Like I know a lot of
believe in
people.
God.
I believe. I've heard a lot of people that express that sentiment where like God is within.
Yeah.
And that's kind of true.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Like, let's say God created the universe.
Yeah.
That means that God created the universe with His will, with His mind, with His heart, with His love, whatever. It's a piece of Him.
Yeah. And you're a piece.
And we're there.
Yeah.
So technically, I couldn't imagine God not being in us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe just as much as God is in us, so is the devil.
Yeah.
You know? And I like to admit that, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't never pretend to be Mr. Nice, goody guy.
We all got that.
Because I'm not.
Yeah.
You know? I'm both. I'm a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But I do try to share the positive, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to share the negative.
Yeah, fuck.
Well, there's enough negative in the world.
Yeah.
And that's eventually going to come out and people are going to be like, oh, hey, but that's what I'm just saying. It's like, treat me as a full human being and we're going to be better off together. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Man, well, fuck, you know, we talked about a lot of shit, man. And I just, I'm really happy, you know, with everything that we've spoken about. Is there anything that you would like to say, you know, before ending it? Maybe like something that you forgot about, or something that you're like, you know what, I would really love to share this with your audience.
Not much, man. Be on the lookout for these hats.
All right, so what's the name of your brand, bro?
High powered.
High powered. As you notice,
that goes into the spirituality aspect too. You know.
Yeah.
That we were just talking about.
Right.
Yeah. So be on the lookout.
And then it's also like supporting HP, man.
School colors.
323 energy up in here, man. Thank you, brother, man, for showing up today, man, and just vibing out. Guys, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching again, as always. Where can people contact you or find out more about you, man?
Shit on Instagram, Slum 3M, the number 3 letter M. Yeah, you guys go follow me, whatever. No,
perfect, man. Thank you, bro. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, Adolfo.
And I'll catch y'all next time. There you go.